setting up altars. So, and then we hopefully have Sister Okomfo of my Nyamekye, who will be talking about the spirituality of love. So that's our first part of the lineup. We'll be giving you all some heads up about things that are coming up so you can get prepared, so you can decide when you want to run out and get yourself a little something to eat. Or we'll be doing bio breaks almost on the hour. Bio breaks, if you don't know that term, that's a bathroom break. And and we're going to be partying off and on all day long with some positive energy type of music. And just some wonderful people. I am just probably so excited that my stomach is turning. So y'all bear with me. I got my ginger candy here. Allah has blessed me so much with this event because it's a lot of this that we did not understand about doing this virtual stuff. And I feel great because 1,800 or more people have gone to Eventbrite as well as on our website. And we got people coming in also on the Zoom. And we got some coverage this morning. I didn't anticipate a publication. I was bleeping that out. And we're on Twitter. And my son, Ayo, hey, Ayo's been doing Facebooking and Instagram. And so at some point, we're going to have to decide after we reach our 500 limit in terms of tickets. I guess we'll have to decide Henry Marie.
Hello?
About going on Facebook Live.
This is Ayo Handy speaking.
Yep. Somebody's talking, so I give thanks. So I am blessed to be the founder of Black Love Day. Yay! That's who I am.
Woo! Yeah! Woo! Ayo!
A line here, but we got 60 some people already at 10 o'clock. So I think that's pretty good for people of color, don't y'all? Right early in the morning. Good morning, beautiful little one down there. Glad to see all of you. We are having our first virtual conference here online. The Children's Book Fair will open up at 12 o'clock. For those of you who want to go to the Children's Book Fair, it will be in another room. So you'll need to raise your hand. We got Magic standing by, and maybe Maria, if she can hang out with us, to be able to send you to that room. That's just until 2 o'clock. And then y'all can come on back and, continue to hang out with us, those who want to go. And hey, Sister Nia, good to see you. Good to see all of you. We're going to get started giving praise and honor to the Most High. Oh, that's that beautiful baby. Yes, she is. She's a gorgeous little girl. How you doing? Hey, Baba. Yeah, we're all here. So without further ado, I think I'm going to ground myself now. And I suggest all of you do. Because we had a lot of fun at 8:30. We had people online at 8:30 this morning. I was still.
When is he talking? Can you hear me?
And so it was a lot of excitement with the discussion and the partying. It is Black Love Day, and so we do want you to celebrate yourself. I'm going to allow myself to just center and get grounded as I begin the prayer ritual of libations. Libations is actually a universal prayer. When you go to the motherland, you will continue to see our people there in this spiritual, ritualistic way of giving honor and praise to the ancestors, honor and praise to the Almighty. I'm not so certain if they will affirm the other spiritual energies, but I do. And so I affirm that our angels, our masters, our teachers, our guides, our breath masters, all who have taken the walk of allowing themselves to love and to be loved. We're so grateful for all who have come to this gathering. We're grateful for your ancestors. I'm grateful for mine. We're grateful for all who are here and all who are yet to come. We give thanks and praise and praise and thanks because this pouring of libations is not honoring the dead. It is merely acknowledging those who have crossed over. And in the tradition of our African ancestors, there is no real death. There's just a transference of the spirit from the earthly flesh into spirit. And the belief is that spirit never dies. And so when we understand that spirit never dies, that means we can call upon them. We can ask for their assistance and guidance when we need it. We can listen to them in the wind. This morning when I allowed my self-love act to stretch and move, I came into the space that I do that in my library, and I have pictures of my mother, and hey, Ma, happy Black Love Day, I said to her. And I felt in my spirit her responding back with her smile, her energy. So today, continue to reach out to those who you have loved and those who have loved you. Let us give thanks and praise in this African American History Month, sometimes called Black History Month, that on this day our ancestors fought and crossed over for us. We stand on their shoulders. And if it were not for them and their strength, those who made it across that middle passage, we have to really recognize them. Many chose not to come. Many jumped overboard and were eaten by the sharks, I imagine. And there were those who took their own life who said, no, no. They were demoralized and leaving their homeland. For those who made it, however, who persevered and endured, we are the descendants of the strongest of the strong who persevered. We send them our love. We give thanks for their beingness. And in their honor, we will use water here at our Black Love altar to acknowledge their being. I'm out of screen, John. Let us bow our heads, and you might want to raise your hand upwards, palm upwards, to receive your good. As
Hello?
I at my house, I was thinking of which
I'm speaking to the people here.
plant I had. And the oldest plant that is in my house was given to me by my mom. And this poor little plant has died and come back and and died and come back. And so the epitome of perseverance. Let us all, in unity, take a big, deep breath on the count of 3, so that we can be unified more than when we came into this Zoom room. On the count of 3, let us inhale in and just gently release out. 1, 2, 3.
Get in and listen, huh? I said that one again.
We open our hearts. We may want to touch our heart, so our heart will be open and free.
Ooh, Lord.
Or we can touch our belly so we can connect with our
What are you talking about today?
But let us breathe deeply and fully, even
Talking
more
about self-love, right?
our second breath on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God. Brain feel like it's in a vegetable, like a thing.
Sister Ayo is muted.
Yeah.
Ayo Handy-Kendi.
Are you?
Oh.
Count of 3,
There you go.
2, 3. Inhale and hold and open the mouth slightly and just go the sound of the Creator. And so we now call you to the ritual. We use the go-go bell to summon the Creator, as they do in many parts of West Africa, because we want the Creator to hear our prayers as we give thanks and praise, praise and thanks, thanks and praise and praise and thanks. We don't have to be here. We give thanks and praise and praise and thanks because this morning there are people who did not have breath in their bodies. There are people who crossed over last night. There are people who chose to be any other place today. You chose to be here, and so for that we say thank you. You chose to be open to spirit, and for that we say thank you. You allowed yourself to emanate and express your Black love just by showing up today. And so we are so grateful. We're so grateful for the Creator for allowing us breath in our bodies, food on our tables to eat, clothing to wear, water to drink. There are those today who don't even have that minimal amount of water. For all these blessings, our humble transportation, our homes, our pet people, our friends, our relationships, we give thanks. And as we are so honored to be in the presence of the Almighty, who is known by many names, we know that it's nothing but one God, one higher power, one higher presence, one spiritual force. Ola Dumaye, Jah, Jehovah, all the many names of the Creator. Amen. Amen Ra, ancient names, Ptah, Yahshua, Jah, Allah. So many, many names, but one Creator. And so our first Black Love tenet this day, as we are demonstrating these 5 loving acts, is to demonstrate this love for the Creator. And so as I pour water into earth, from which we all came, to which we will all go forward at the time of our last breath, let us be thankful and grateful for us, our beingness, our ability to walk and talk and sing and dance and praise. Let us give thanks for our melanin. Let us give thanks for our hair and our lips and our so-called beautiful round hips. Let us be thanks for us and be unapologetically thankful for being who we are today, people of African descent, people living here in America, and people who have been taken all over an African diaspora. And so we are grateful to be in the skin we're in. And so as I affirm this prayer, this universal prayer, I want you all to stop a minute and give thanks in your way. Give thanks and gratitude for what you believe that you want to give thanks for. breathe into it and allow it to be. You can pray in your own prayer language. Everyone doesn't speak English. Everyone does not. Pray is any one spiritual faith, any one religion. So pray in your way and offer gratitude. Another way of acknowledging the tenet, love for the Creator. Be grateful. And as I pour water into earth, I'm going to encourage you to call out the name of your ancestors. And you can open your mic if you like and call them out loud. And as you call out the name of your ancestor, I'm going to pour water into earth. And the congregation who is on this Zoom call, you can affirm with the spiritual affirmation, the African Amen, Ashe.
Amen.
You may call out their names now.
Helen D. Washington.
Hardy.
Louis
Aloysius
Hardy.
Washington.
Lottie Phillips Sr.
Hawkins.
Elnora Moye.
Oscar Sistrunk,
Thank
Loretta Salma Eileen
Henry, Henry
Eileen
Wilmore,
Grace
Henry,
Alan C.
Ben
Beckford.
Sistrunk,
Graham
Oscar, Eloise Sistrunk,
Bradley
Cedric
Al
Hawkins.
Moye. Ashe.
Jimmy G.
Hattie.
Stevenson, Jadel,
Ashe.
Robert.
Konya, and Willie Hurst.
April Thomas.
Lula Hawkins. Harry.
Brother, Marcel,
Harrington Hawkins.
Julia Carter. Ashe.
Call out the name of
Harry
my
Tubman,
Louise Robinson. Ashe.
Harvey,
Winston Robinson.
Ashe,
Ashe.
Thomas.
Africa. Hello, Africa.
Lavinia
Edwin
Hawkins.
Indies Washington.
Baby.
Ashe,
Carter G. Woodson,
Ashe.
Washington Carver,
Ashe.
William Henry
Adam
Jackson
C.
Bell.
J. Walker,
day.
2 million billions victims of
Tyson.
COVID-19.
Daddy.
Mary Wilson.
Ashe,
John Jacques Dessalines.
Ray.
Jackson,
Augustine. Chris. Augustine.
August Wilson.
Body
Jackson Carter.
Bill Withers.
Frank.
Brother
Thomas
Bay.
Wilson. Asa Heed.
Betty Woodson.
Thanks,
Happy Lincoln.
Harriet Tubman.
Dorothy Liddy,
Michelle.
all of my unknown ancestors,
Clara Muhammad.
followed by
unknown ancestors,
19.
Loretta Scott King.
George Alexander,
Abdul Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Najib Muhammad.
Betty Shabazz,
Benjamin Betty. Benjamin Banneker.
Betty Shabazz,
Nina Simone.
Betty.
Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela,
Winnie Mandela.
Winnie Mandela,
Yeah.
Nana Sasiba.
Mother.
Kalindi E. Dr. Layla Africa.
Dr. Francis
Seeley.
Press Wellsing.
Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe.
C.T. Vivian. James Lowry.
Albert Blair, ancestors, Mary Baraka,
Shannon Jones,
Matthew Newton.
Called out their name.
Oh, Caesar.
Representative John Lewis, Representative Elijah Cummings,
Yeah.
Representative
Ashe,
John
Ashe,
Conyers,
Ashe.
Racism.
Jimmy Gray, Black
Patricia Newton.
Fire,
Harriet
Patricia
Tubman.
Lord Sucker.
Dr. Francis Cress Welsing.
Dick Gregory.
Jamal Muhammad,
Robert David.
Bobby Gardner.
Big Al Swells, Fish Middleton,
George Floyd.
Dorothy Healy,
Lord, let's say his name.
Trayvon Martin.
Those
Who have died at the hands
Purcell,
of police
Thomas.
unarmed.
Breonna
Sandra Bland.
Taylor.
All those who
Jesse
died at
McDade,
the hands of police
Turner.
who were unarmed.
Mike Brown.
Washington,
Ashe.
All of the unknown,
Yes.
unnamed.
All of those who died in the Middle Passage. Ashe.
Yes, yes.
All of
2 million victims of COVID-19.
Robert
Nobukwe, Steve
Yes.
all the families of Africa whose names we do not know.
Yeah.
Ashe.
soldiers
Hey.
of COVID who are minorities, African Americans, Native Americans,
Yes.
Thank you.
soldiers.
Antoine, no.
Thank you.
Cicely Tice.
Ashe, yes, Ashe.
Truly called out their names. They are all here with us. They will be with us all day. They will guide us, not only this day, from whenever we need to call out their names.
Sure, who's that talking?
And now we send their energy to the north and to the south and to the east and to the west, so that their spirit can flow wherever they want to go. As we continue to know them as they truly know us. Listen in the wind, see them in the ethers, affirm them often. They are truly our guides. They are working in the direction of the ancestors, the angels, masters, teachers, and guides. And they're all directed by the Almighty. And for this, we give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks. Ashe. Amen. Aho. Hallelujah. 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 Going forward in the name of the Creator. This day is about our message is about helping us to bring us together in our unity and our diversity. And so I'm going to lift my hands out to you. I want you to lift your hands back. I want you to virtually see yourself touching each other through the Zoom room, touching virtually, touching us from near and far, connecting, cementing our relationships. Open those arms out broadly so you can reach all the way to the continent, New York, Philly, Chicago, LA, Brazil, Europe, Australia, all connected, all connected. And so we thank you. We thank you for this connection as we affirm the blessing of us as a people. And we will do that now to the Negro National Anthem by the Holly Girls. And because it's the Negro National Anthem, people usually stand.
We need it started again
Okay.
with the sound.
All right, here we go. Hold up. Everyone stand.
Yay.
Hold on. Can you spotlight them?
All right, he's going to share them.
Okay.
Use your gallery view. Gallery view will allow everyone to be seen by everyone.
Yes.
Hold on.
And if we would have the sound with the video.
Here
Oh,
it
shoot.
comes.
Okay.
Here it comes. Come on, sister.
A restart to share with the audio.
The dark past has taught us, sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the listening sky resound as the rolling seas. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our God, true to our God, the land.
Whoa, Ashe. Oh. Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, oh.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Look at them
Ashe.
beautiful babies. That's the Holly Girls out of LA. Yes, yes. This was giving them power fist, you know.
Who that pretty baby?
I've
Who
never
that pretty baby is?
freedom, freedom,
Listen.
freedom,
Yeah.
freedom. Slow down, baby. I hear you loud and clear. Chat, chat, chat. All right. So we are so grateful for the Holly Girls out of LA. And they are on their way to greatness. They are busy, busy, busy people. Sisters are terrific. And I give thanks. Let me see if I can readjust this. Push it back a little bit. All right. We give thanks. We have honored the ancestors as our first act of love. The rest of the day will continue with each tenet of Black love, the 5 loving acts, the 5 Black love tenets, showing love for the Creator, for ourselves, for our family, our community, and our Black race. And as we speak of this love, we're not just going to speak of it today. We're going to continue to demonstrate it. Demonstrate means we show, right? We have demonstrations and we get out in the community and we walk and we protest and we do our thing, right? So we're going to demonstrate love. We call it love in action. And I'm so grateful to be, I guess, would you say, the conduit to bring this message apart. It was this holiday or holy day was given to me as a spiritual day for us to be able to rise above, to be able to tone, to be able to express forgiveness, to be able to celebrate, to be able to allow ourselves, as I stated, to be unapologetically Black and love ourselves because of it. And we want you this day to express those tenets, even if you may be looking at this conference and then coming back later this evening for the relationship ceremony, that find ways to demonstrate your love. This morning, John and I did it, you know, it was a couple, you know, just hugging. So hug whoever's near you, hug the children who, I see beautiful children online. Hug the children, hug yourselves. You don't have anyone to hug, hug yourself, kiss yourself, show love for yourself, a dynamic act of self-love. And the history of Black Love Day, I won't go all into it, but I will say that this was a spiritual message given to me. This was not me sitting and intellectually thinking of this. This was a spiritual message that the Creator said as I asked the question after seeing my brother, my hero, Brother Malcolm, shot down at a movie, in the movie, Spike Lee's movie version of Malcolm X. And when I saw that portrayal that was graphically portrayed by Brother Spike, I remember sitting in the bus ride. And this was an unusually warm day in January here in Silver Spring, Maryland, going into DC at the end of the line. And so I knew that it was just me and the bus driver. And as I kept seeing that image over and over again, and I felt so moved that I remember asking, Creator, what can I do to stop violence and increase peace? And I heard through the sunlight pouring through the window. It was light and it was flickering and it was a voice, but it wasn't a voice. It's hard to describe, but in my heart, I felt I was being touched by God. And the voice said, we need Black love. We need Black love. We need more Black love. We need Black love. And as I went home and continued to meditate and kept hearing the voice, Black Love Day was born here from that inspiration. And blessedly now we have been able to spread that inspiration in DC, Capitol Heights. There are Black Love ceremonies in St. Louis, Missouri, and Richmond, Virginia, and Atlanta, Georgia, and out in the Midwest. And there's colleges that celebrate Black Love Day. And we've got the TV show Black Love. I reached out to them. They're aware now that, you know, of me. The message of Black Love was so needed to increase the peace, to stop all violence, to help us all heal our relationships. Then in 1990, that was in 93 and 94, I married my second husband, Jabari. And Jabari did the artwork later for the Black Love book, the definitive guide to Black Love Day. And Jabari was from Tallahassee, Florida. And now that I see how racist Tallahassee, Florida is, I understand him better. I didn't understand him, but he always used to talk about the crackers. You know, he would say it very sudden, them crackers, them crackers. And I used to challenge him. I said, you tend to be so spiritual. How do you, you know, I'm an activist, I understand. But I see that he was raised in an environment where there was a deal of oppression and racism. Yet, Jabari got a spiritual message that Black Love Day should also have another tenet. And the other tenet was that on this day, whites should show love in action and service for Black people. And I said, Jabari, that makes sense. I said, because, you know, white people, they don't know it, but they Black people too. We all started in Africa. And then we all changed and we grew. And so, you know, we have to open up the space for them to get back to their being African. And I think if they get back to being African, I think a lot of the confusion of the divides will stop. And so we acknowledge them. We acknowledge all people here in this ceremony. So feel free to reach out to anybody today. Feel free to text them, Twitter them, however you want to bring them to the ceremony. I think it will be a big healing for everyone. And so I'm going to stop my little discussion because I can go on and I don't want to go on. I want us to allow ourselves to just welcome each other. I want to welcome all of you as guests, all of the presenters. I see some of you already online. Magic is on standby. If you are here in the room, I see some of you already here, but in case you do come on and I don't see you in the chat, I'll call your name and Magic is on standby and she'll ensure that I acknowledge you. So if anyone would like to take a bio break, let's do that. I think I need one. And up is Kevin Williams. And Kevin, you tune up and we'll see you in just about, how about 3 minutes, okay? So everybody run and come on back so we can attempt to stay as close on schedule as possible. And Henry or Marie, come on, line up the music as we take this bio break. I'll see you in a minute.
Yay. Yeah, Henry, you can play a video and I will play music otherwise. So let's see what we want to do. Okay. Yeah. We need the sound. We don't have the sound. Okay. Black Love Day. Where's the love?
We need a miracle, spirit of the ghost dance. Light up this prayer grass in my hand, take it to the most high. Yeah. We need a blessing tonight, stand by our side, side as we fight. Screaming out, water is life, a miracle, spirit of the ghost dance. Light up this prayer grass in my hand, take it to the most high. Yeah. We need a blessing tonight, stand by our side, side as we fight. Screaming out, water is life.
Hey, yo, all around the world, my sisters and my brothers hurt. So I smoke this hurt for the heartbeat of Mother Earth. I say a prayer and put it down for what it's worth. For those who oppose it, only see color first. For my two sons, my daughter and wife, and the father of lights, I started the fight, slaughtering mics, ready to die like a martyr tonight. With my fist in the sky, saying water is life. And yo, it takes a nation of millions to hold us back. This is treaty land. We see these scams, hey yo, we know the facts. Evil collapses and cowers in fear. The hour is near, let the world unite with the power of prayer. Yeah, my family rise, defy gravity. We gon' keep on rhyming and climbing and shine happily. A masterpiece with my whole body glistening. Hey yo, we still here, is there anybody listening? From Flint, Michigan to my Egyptian friends, Minnesota, all around the world. Are you listening?
We need a miracle, spirit of the ghost saints. Light up this prayer that's in my hand, take it to the most high. We need a blessing tonight, stand by our side, side as we fight. Screaming out, water is life, a miracle, spirit of the ghost saints. Light up this prayer that's in my hand, take it to the most high. We need a blessing tonight, stand by our side, side as we fight. Screaming out, water is life.
Walking thonker, we in the valley of the beast with these wicked monsters. When we trying to keep it peace and they take us under. Is it better up or redder underneath my bomber? We was pleading to the governors, they needed bombs. We ain't need one alive, just some clean water. Just a little bit of life for our sons and daughters. If a penny for your thoughts, then I'm throwing quarters. Cause they never think about all the people poorer. Only rich and the white get the right to water. If we vote or if we fight, we becoming martyrs. Throwing federal charges, they let go the lawyers. I salute the true courage of our red warriors. Against our laws, my people pushing forward. Wish we had them at the pilgrims at the border. With a travel ban, pushed them back into the water. Put a sign up on the rock saying don't lauder. Or maybe a tall wall would have been in order. Cause we gave them liberty and they gave us slaughter. No land of the free for my forefathers. Now we're praying for miracles with tobacco offers. To a power that's higher than any man-made office. As the prophecy unfolds, there's no wins or losses. God trumps all self-proclaiming bosses. In the end, when they squandered all the earth's resources, they will learn that their children cannot eat their coffers.
We need a miracle, spirit of the ghost saints. Light up this prayer grass in my hand, take it to the most high. We need a blessing tonight, stand by our side, side as we fight. Screaming out, water is life, a miracle, spirit of the ghost saints. Light up this
Ali Maimuna Youssef. Sorry, Maimuna Youssef, one of our featured video presenters. Watched her grow up, and she's out there with Common and all kind of folks, Grammy Award-winning sister. As we think of our Native ancestors, always acknowledge that if it were not for the indigenous people of this land, that Black folks may not have really made it. And they're coming together, working to resist the colonists and the conquerors is a big part of the history of all people of African descent. And so we will continue to acknowledge their presence also. Sister Maimuna Youssef, also known as Moo Fresh. Okay, we'll have several other videos of her later on in the program. We now have, and someone asked, what's the name of that? It's called Superman, but it's spelled differently. It's on YouTube, Supraman, S-U-P-R-A, something like that. And it is acknowledging our water, the spirit of our water, and the water rights that we all should have. Okay, let's get on with the conference. Yay. Okay, we've got Dr. Kevin Williams. Dr. Kevin Williams, we do not have any bios of anybody printed out. So you might want to say about a minute announcement of who you are. I'm going to say what I know about you, but you are a psychologist or psychiatrist. I know that you was head of the National Black Psychological Association. And I know you are a spiritual man in the presence. And so we'd like to hear from you in your acknowledgement of love for the Creator. And then we'll have Carl Alexander and Penny Williams, which will also acknowledge our indigenous heritage.
Hey, Sister Ayo and everybody, thank you for allowing me to be here and be part of this celebration. Thank you for creating the space for us to acknowledge and honor Black Love Day. When you shared the awakening, the illumination of Black love and how it came to you, right, after dealing with the issue, the dynamics of observing the death, even if it was in drama form, it still was a recognition of something that is the life that was taken out due to the lack of Black love. So here we are on this day to engage in the process of elevating Black love. And so students brought it to me when I was at Prairie View, and they talked about Black love, and I thought it was a bit strange. But more importantly, before then, I told them, look, I know something about Black love that you don't know. And then I told them about you and our connection years ago in DC. So it is a space and a time and a day to celebrate what has been deemed to be less than, that is the Blackness and the love therein. And so I wanted to be able to share just briefly some thoughts about the love of the Creator, because when we recognize that we are co-creators with the Creator, that we have come from the divine, when we recognize that we are divine. As a matter of fact, in ancient Kemet, they would say every morning, a Nuk Asar, which says, I am divine. I recognize that the divinity is within me, that all life force is in me. Among the Congolese, they talk about, I am the seed of a seed of a seed of a seed of the seed, meaning that I come from the divine. So within me is divine essence, the divine substance. And so some things happen to us along the way. We begin to lose that connection with our divinity. And so we become less than. And so then we can see individuals who begin to act in a very bestial state because we were trying to survive in a space where we have been dehumanized. That it becomes easier to become ends, bees, and hoes, but not to be divine. And so I want to share just briefly something, if I can, and I guess I can't. I wanted to be able to share the screen if I can do that. And if not, let me be able to share. Host disabled, but okay, so we can't share right now. All right. So what I will do is that I just move through what I have, and I wanted to just share this idea that we are the seed of a seed of a seed of a seed of a seed, that we are divine. And so our relationships that we engage in, every time we come together with someone, it is a moment to be able to celebrate the Creator that is within us. That every human being has a desire to connect and to extend. Every human being desires to connect at some level and extend, and that it is through relationships that we begin to understand the dimensions of not only our humanity, but more importantly, our divinity. And so there is an energy exchange, and you talk about the breath, and the breath is a restoration process of that energy. And so there's an energy exchange. And so we recognize that energy exchange that takes place. And I love when you always do this, the idea of the breath, that if we come out of the womb and we don't get mad about the space being cold and the lights being bright, then somebody will slap us on the behind to make us take our first breath of inspiration. So we recognize that the breath of inspiration is the breath of life. And then there are various narratives that says that that God breathed life into, put breath into man so that man can exist. And narratives go on and on saying the same things. And so it is an understanding this breath that is within us, that is
designed. Share now, Mr. Kevin.
Say again?
You can share now, Mr. Kevin.
Oh, thank you very much. We are hot and popping. This is about to get cracking, lacking up in here. So I want to, it is excited to be able to do this. You know, we're in this space where we're having to do Zoom. I'm Zooming all day and Teams meeting all day long, doing something somewhere. But I just wanted to be able to share just some visuals so that this makes sense. And so we recognize that when we talk about this breath, that we're talking about God consciousness within us. And so there is the highest self and the lower self. There's the Nyamekye, the Sphinx, that has the head of the man on the body of the lion. We're always dealing with this issue of the highest self and the lower self. And so the lower self are the animal urges. And so the highest self is the higher reality. And that if we have our highest self immersed in a reality bigger than itself or greater than itself, we can always lead the animal urges. And so it is important that we don't talk about this with an African context, that they are in conflict. The idea of the mind and body split that comes from the Greek Orphic mysteries. We understand that we know how to harmonize the two, that it is the higher self that informs the lower self of how to satisfy certain animal urges. So if there is an urge to eat, the higher self determines what is edible. And so we recognize that there's a harmonizing of those, and that is the God of the divine within. However, when we talk about the issue of worldview, we begin to lose our divinity, our connection with our divinity. And so we begin to operate as if we are less than human. We even identify with terminology that is dehumanizing, that we can freely flow out the N-word to one another, but we cannot talk about one another being God. And so let's look quickly about this idea of worldview, cosmology. How do we organize the universe? Axiology, what are our values? Ontology, the essence of the creation, and epistemology, the nature of knowledge acquisition. We know that there is a distinct difference in how individuals see the universe. And so when we talk about an African worldview, we're saying that we understand that we are divine creations, that we're not somehow kicked out of a space of glory, that we understand that we are the representation of that particular divine. And you said, Sister Ayo, earlier, you said that you recognize that you are a conduit of something, and this conduit is to bring us back to the power of who we are. So our worldview tells us that we are divine from the very beginning, and so we have lost some of our divinity, or connection with that divinity, because of what I consider to be persistent enslavement, systemic trauma, the trauma that has come from existing in a space that perpetually dehumanizes us. Now, one of the biggest lies that people tell almost every day is that they say that the sun is coming out, or the sun is not out today. The reality is that the sun is always in place. It's either there are clouds blocking us from the sun, or we are turned away from the sun, but the reality is that the sun is always there. And how that's important to this conversation. It is important because our divinity, our divine life force is always there. Either we are turned away from it, or we are being blocked from seeing it, and therefore we think that we are not divine. But in reality, our divinity is always there, ready to be accessed if we just know how to tap into it. And so when we talk about the enslavement experience of African people, we must recognize that the idea of psychological devastation, spiritual disruption, emotional destabilization, all of these things have violated how we begin to understand ourselves. And I want to share another part of the narrative. We talked about the Native American population being brothers and sisters, and some of them were not. So we have to acknowledge that reality as well. Some sold us out, but some of us sell one another out. But what I want to say is that when I was in Florida, I recognized that there's one person named Osceola. And Osceola says, I understand that you all want me to tell you where these Africans are running to, but I'm not going to even do that. And so he took a stand. He bonded with the brothers, and he held it down with the brothers. And so he was hated by the Europeans. But in reality, he was one of those that you spoke of, that if it had not been for Osceola and others like him, we would not have survived the hails of the Ma'afa. The Ma'afa is the great suffering of African people. We don't talk about the idea of the slave trade. We don't talk about like swapping baseball cards, because when you trade something, there's a mutual gain between parties who engage in the trading process. Where was the gain in the idea of trading Africans? It does not exist. And so there's no mutual gain that we can really talk about. There was gain later when we talk about surviving and moving through, but the realities of the gain was not there. So we have concerns about our names, and concerned about how we dress, concerns about our affiliation, concerned about all those things, because that is a function of the Ma'afa that makes us think that we have to change and modify ourselves in order to be able to exist. And so you mentioned my name is Kevin Williams, and I'm often called either Keith Washington or Kevin Williams. I don't know why that happens. That's happened all of my life. I don't know what that's about, other than it must be the energy that says that's really is not who I am, which is why I acknowledge myself as Mwata Kairi came through a naming ceremony with Nana Kwesi. And so that is the African a name, a title that we utilize is Mwata, which means sensible man who rules with love and humility. And so we acknowledge that reality. We acknowledge this not only in the work that we do in psychology as a psychologist with Black psychology, but also as the head of sociology and psychology at Grambling State University. We bring that same energy, and also the CEO of Nsapo Empowerment Works, and so we can share more about that. So we are perpetually caught in this cycle of trying to exist and coexist with being dehumanized in this space. And so there have been this idea where we talk about it are the curses and Black love, that we have begun to identify more with the oppressor than actually our divinity. And so we must challenge our self-perception. We must challenge the thoughts about our being. We must examine our behavior, motivation, and we must look at history to gain our strength. And many times we don't want to look back at history. And so we are thankful to Dr. Carter G. Woodson, who had the insight to talk about in 1926 Black History Month and why it was important. And one of his quotes that I greatly admire is, when you control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his actions. You don't tell him to come here, to go there. He will find his place and he will stay in it. You don't tell him to go to the back door. If there is no back door, he will make one. His education makes it necessary. Dr. Woodson was very clear that when you inform somebody of who they are and what they can possibly become, you don't have to worry about what they will do, because what you have put inside of them will govern and guide how they operate in every single day of their lives. The word information, I-N, internal, form, shape, ation, process of that content that we receive gives form to our insides, our inner being. And so we recognize that what Dr. Woodson was saying is that when you control a man's thinking, when you give him some content, you don't have to worry about what he will become. And so we must challenge ourselves and understand that in celebrating Black History Month, when some want to question, is it even important? We acknowledge that, yes, it is. That is a high form of Black love, that I acknowledge that I come from greatness, that I come from people who were able to survive the hells of the Ma'afa and still create something called the light bulb, create the shoe lasting machine, to create the elevator, to create the potato chip, to create the ice cream scoop, to create the ironing board, the iron, to create all of these things in the context of being oppressed. Create not only that, the cataract machine, Patricia Bath, to create the 3D technology, Kenneth Dunkley, to create the cell phone technology, Sampson and Miles, to create even the internet. was created by an African genius. So we have to acknowledge that when we look back at our history, we know that we are the seed of a seed of a seed of a seed of the seed, that we have power within us. And so that's the high form of Black love. We understand from the Congolese that we are a trifold being, that we are not only here in the present, but we're in the past and we're also in the future. This is the Congolese construct about we are kala zima kala. We are coming into being, we are extinguishing and coming back into being all over again. And so when we recognize this idea that we are here in the present, but we are the yet to be born, that what you have done, Sister Ayo, is that you have informed those that will come after us, right? That they have something to love about themselves. And in that love, they're able to ascend to the highest possibility. And that we are also those that have gone before us as we acknowledge the ancestors during the libation experience. And we recognize that one day we will be an ancestor. And so in ancient Kemet, or even in contemporary Africa, it was said that if you want to live forever, you must build forever. That you die only when somebody doesn't know you by name dies. And so the issue is that when somebody calls out the name of a person, that person is still living. And so we acknowledge them through the libation experience. And so the idea of coming out of the Congolese region, and just give me 5 minutes and I'll be done with this conversation. The Congolese talk about understanding the trifold nature, and that we are vibrating in 7 distinct directions. And so as divine beings, we must recognize that we're moving in 7 directions. I want you to stop and think about the one dance that Black people do at the family reunion. It is the Hollywood shuffle or the electric shuffle, or whatever you call it. And we move in 7 distinct directions. We move to the front, we move to the back, we move to the side, move to the left, we move down, and we dip up and we go up again. So we don't even acknowledge that we are doing ritual at the family reunion that is about understanding that we are vibrating in 7 distinct directions, that we are inward. The idea of belonging, healing, that we are rightward. The idea of understanding, moving towards family and love, that we are radiating forward. The idea to pre-pave a way for those coming behind us. We're going downward to get substance from the earth to be able to sustain ourselves, that we are going left to check our enemies, because we all know that there are haters out there. But more importantly, we are going backwards to deal with our collective ancestors, our back, what that has come behind us. And more importantly, we acknowledge upward the dreams and access of cosmic consciousness. And so this is a reality that we see observed among African people. This is about understanding, again, yet one's divinity. Sister Ayo reminded us of the breath. And so we see breath in all, many of the civilizations that talk about humanity. And so among the Ga, it's called Muya breath, Mumo. It is Umoya among the Zulu. Minan, the idea of the Bamana, the breath, Ime, breath. And we see breath perpetually being acknowledged to say that without this thing called breath, without this, it is difficult to tap into the life force, the divinity that is within us. And so we want to recognize, again, the notion of spoken word and breath. And so the Dogon talk about the breath that comes out of the body, that spoken word is life, and that spoken word has heat and moisture, the same elements that create life, that there's hot, more substance that comes from man that goes into a woman that creates life. And so every word that is uttered is deemed to be life force, which means then that the words that we have within us is a God force. And so we even hear it in Christianity. It says that in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And so this is not simply a Christian construct. This is among the Dogon. You see this happening over throughout African societies, where we recognize that the word is bond, that the bond that men and women have between one another when they have a child is their child. And so the bond that we have between one another is what we say to one another. And so the Dogon talk about there's word from the front and word from the side and word from the left and word from the right. And then there's the clear word, that there is the word from the front, what is said at face value. There's word from the side, which is what it implies, and word from the back, the penetrating word, bolo, so, and then the sodai, the clear word. And it's very rare that we even get to the clear word, or even the duno, so the sacred word. But they said that every time somebody speaks, there is power of the word. We know how we do this. When we say that somebody says one thing, we say, oh, I hear what you're saying. That means that I got your word from the front, but it's not what it means on the side. right? The mouth can say anything, but the behavior don't lie. Yes, I can say something, but the essence, the penetrating word is what I really attend to. So we know that even in this era, we know about the power of the word and how it goes in multiple directions. Among the God, they said that there's this idea of vibrations in the universe, and so the vibrations in the universe and the and rhythm are the things that create life. And so, word has both rhythm and vibration. And so, vibration is female energy. Female energy is a sound, and it is associated with how things move, like hurricanes and tornadoes. It can be gentle and pleasing, and it also can be disruptive, just like they say a woman can be. So anyway, that's the guy among the guy. And so the guy also say that masculine is rhythm. And so there is the issue of the rhythm. Unlike sound, rhythm is precise, it is focused, it's finite. It can be rigid and unyielding, and it won't receive directions when it's lost, right? That is the idea of rhythm. So there's the balance, but they come together to create something. And so the idea of rhythm and vibration, they say, are the dynamics or essence of life. Again, the rhythm is all around us. It's like in the heartbeat and footsteps and speech. And so as we were listening this morning, Sister Ayo had us listening to rhythm. Stevie Wonder and Donny Hathaway had us listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire, had us stirring up vibration frequencies within us to bring out something that is divine. And so rhythm is the foundation for all relationships. And so we understand that we are transporters of spirit, and spirit is tied to rhythm, and rhythm is tied to word, and word and breath. And these are all connected with our divinity. And so we know then that as we engage in these processes, that we're engaging in some divine elements of exchange. And so the self then is divine, that female is divine and male is divine, that every woman that is born with all the eggs that she will ever carry in her entire life, which means the woman that is giving birth to her female child is giving birth to her grandchild at the same time, which means then that the woman that gave birth to the child was giving birth to their grandchild by the grandmother, which means when I see a woman, I see four at one time. So this idea of divinity must be acknowledged. Watch this again, that every female child that is born with all the eggs that she'll ever carry in her entire life, which means then that the woman that gives birth to a female child is giving birth to her grandchildren, and the woman that gave birth to those eggs inside the mother came from the grandmother of the one that was born. So in reality, then that we're seeing four in one. So this is understanding the divinity of who we are as a people. And so for males, the material has to galvanize and gain the intellect to be able to replicate something. And so the seeds have to gain the consciousness that it needs to be able to meet with that egg in order to create all life. And so this is coming from our ancestors. And so when we talk about spirit in things, we know that Sabunfu Some says that the role of spirit in our relationships is to be the driver. It is to bring us to a level of fulfillment of our purpose and to move beyond insanity, to move into a space of sanity. That we do this by engaging in what the Zulu call umzabezi. Umzabezi is ritual. And the question we must ask ourselves is, what rituals are we engaging in every single day that elevates our divinity? How do we approach the day? And so Ayo gave us this morning. She said we will start off with the music, and then she came in with the incantation, and she went into liberation. That's ritual to allow us to be able to connect with our divinity. We see in her space minerals, we see stones, we see content, we see all those things in a space that is about ritual that allows her to ascend. What rituals do we engage in? And Mama Tendai is going to talk about, hopefully, altar setting of shrines. It's powerful work that Adasi does. I am so grateful to my family and Adasi. They have elevated me and kept me going, even when they didn't know that they were breathing life back into my body. But the ritual, right? How do we approach the day? Meditation. That is where we listen to the divine. Prayer is where we speak to the divine. How do we acknowledge the divine that is within? We can say negative things about ourselves all day, every day. I'm dumb, I'm stupid, that was a mistake. But how do we honor the divine that is within? I recognize that I am, as was said earlier, the child of someone who refused to die. that person desired to do something so that I could be here. I cannot even wrap my mind around somebody looking at the first hog guts and saying that I'm going to make them chitlins. I can't even imagine that. Looking at the waste material to be able to create a whole new reality. So connect with the divine within. They took their SOUL and transformed nothing into something so that we could be here. I acknowledge them, not that I eat chitlins. The point is that I acknowledge that they had a willingness to allow us to sustain ourselves. Communicate with ancestors. How do we communicate with the Abapanzi? Among the Zulu, Abapanzi means our soil. How do we communicate with those that made it possible for us to be here? So one of the things that I say is I acknowledge that I am an expression of the divine. I am being guided. I am protected by this force. Just as my ancestors, I am sacred. I am spirit. So we must affirm that reality regularly. 2 more slides and I'll be done. Cleansing.
Okay. Dr. Muata, unfortunately, we may have to ask you to hold your slides. The timing is kind of tight.
Okay, I'm done with this one. I want to be able to give us a wrap up. Cleansing.
I hate to stop you.
And this is it right here. This last one. Last one is affirmation. Remember that we are a reflection of the divine that is within us. That every time we move, step and breathe, it is about being divine creators on this earth. Ashe, Ashe.
Give thanks. Thank you so much. I really did not want to stop you, but you was rolling. Powerful. Thank you so much. Ashe, Ashe, Amen. Yeah. Today we're gonna do what I've seen in New York. This is how we're gonna acknowledge our speakers, right? Yeah. All right. Dr. Kevin Williams, we did not get a chance to put everyone who is our presenters contact information. Feel free to put your contact information in chat and give us about 2 days to wind down, and we will make certain that all the contact information of the presenters will be online. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Oh, the children's book room is opening up at 12. So we do want those of you who are parents or the child within you, if you do want to go to that room, I believe you raise your hand on the chat, and our chat monitors will see you and they will direct you to that breakout room, okay? And then of course, when you want to come back, I think you can be brought back because there are monitors in that room. The UNIA ACL Division 300 is sponsoring our children's event. And we have, okay, so we have one person already has raised their hand. So continue to raise your hand and give them a moment, everyone, to be acknowledged. We have now 2 dear sisters, people I've known for many, many a year, Sister Carl Alexander and Penny Williams, who will express their love for the Creator. And they will do it through word, poetry, and a beautiful art show.
All right, are y'all ready for me?
I see right now we have 2 participants who raised their hands. So again, Donna, this is where you might want to take my your grandchild and take him to the book fair. Anyone else out there, the child within me, I wish I could go, but I can't go. We will all affirm any young person who wants to go in.
And I want to welcome you. I've been making
Black Love Day. It's Black Love Day. A 24-hour love holiday. Black Love Day. It's Black Love Day. A 24-hour love holiday. Black love, 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 black love. Love,
Black Love.
Love Day, Black Love Day, Black Love Day, Black Love Day. It's a 24-hour love holiday. Black love, 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 black love.
Black Love. Yay!
And Henry, whenever you want to bring them on, you can. Dr. Kevin, that was so powerful. Here we come. Okay. Henry, that's not what we want to see. No, we're here to see Carl Alexander's art show. Carl Alexander's art show. Say Beyonce. Hold up.
When you play the music, Henry, that's what you'll play.
Right.
Which one do you like? How about this one?
No, what you want to do, we're going to go to the list, right? That's music that you're going to play later. But right now, go to the art show.
Carl Alexander. Carl, if you're online, if you want to unmute yourself, we can have you begin to speak. Children's Book Fair again starts at 12 p.m. Anyone who raises their hand will be added to the book fair breakout room. Thank you for your presentation. Definitely, Dr. Washington. I'm going to have to get used to calling you Brother Mawatcha, and I will get used to that. Here we go, Sister Carl Alexander, Native Sister, Indigenous, African-American Native, and
Can you hear me?
okay, we hear you now.
Okay, so I want to do a live intro and sharing of my altar.
Please go.
And then we'll go to the film, and then I'll do a live follow-up.
All right. We got three
So
participants who raised their hand just for our monitors to know that, to send them to the book.
So now I would like to be live.
Gonna bring up Sister Carl Alexander live.
Please send me to the book fair. This is Charles.
Charles,
so
we're doing that. Charles, we're doing that.
Okay.
It starts at 12, so that we've had 5 people raise their hands so far.
Well, no, they can just join. They go to the, can't they just, for the book fair, can people just join at the book fair?
Can they see us?
Can you guys see us?
Carl, we hear you, but I don't see you.
Well, I have my camera on.
You have your camera on? Henry, we need to spotlight the sister who has her camera on.
Oops.
Oh, there, I see.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, and then select
Carl Henry.
view.
What's her name? You got
Speaker view.
Carol?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, I think you're spotlighted. I want to welcome the United States of Africa, definitely. I'm familiar with you. I'm going to take your number down right now. 254. We got people from all over. There's 100 or more people now online. Again, if you're interested in going to the book fair, my understanding is that you should raise your hand and our monitors will send you there.
Their understanding is they have a button they can click for the book fair.
Okay. Okay, Carl, there you go. Oh, welcome. There's Francis Chesley what is it? GPAN, International Disability Special Rapporteur of People of African Descent with Disabilities. Greetings from the Zambia. You are so welcome. Thank you for coming. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay, Donna says, raise my hand. Okay, Donna, we have someone who wants to take their children to the book fair, but her Chromebook won't allow her. Okay. Girl, there's something wrong with the video? There's 5 other participants raising their hand.
She does check them out. That's how she knows when she said earlier, I know you be going up early.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue to ad-lib until I see here, Carol. Okay, Carol.
I know, she said she knew.
Both back on.
Okay, we're told that if you want to go to the book fair, you can click the button at the bottom called breakout rooms. Thank you so much. So see on the right-hand side where it says reactions, right next to that is breakout room. They said that you can just click the button and you can access the book fair. Thank you so much, folks. That's Lorene Smith Butler and Charles Butler of the UNIA, the official ACL Woodson Banneker Jackson Bay Division 330. They're our co-sponsors presenting the book fair. Donna, you got that? Just pick out.
Can you tell us Black Love Day?
Yeah, you can tell us it's Black Love Day. We're giving each other a lot of love, a lot of patience. Yes. It's Black Love Day. In your coma, for all of you who have just joined us, I'm your host, and I'm blessed to be the founder of Black Love Day. I'm Ayo Handy-Kendi. Okay, you ready, Carol? Go right ahead.
You hear that?
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready, Phil?
Yes.
Okay, greetings everyone.
Okay, you got your.
Can you hear me, Ayo?
Just barely.
Need to speak up.
Speak up, get closer to the mic.
Is that the highest?
Yeah.
All right.
So you know this is all the way live,
Is
folks.
that
So
better?
everybody be very patient and very loving. Give thanks to all the ancestors.
So your mic is
keep affirming. 3 more participants.
not on.
Raise your hand. Go to the breakout room button at the bottom of your screen. It says reactions on the very far right. The breakout room, little squares are there. I understand you just click it and you're able to go to the breakout room. I'll continue to announce that.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
A little bit better.
Not really.
Okay, I'm up at my highest volume. I hope people can hear me because I'm very excited to share some time in this beautiful Black Love Day. My name is Carol Henry Alexander. I'm hoping that you're seeing me because my presentation is quite visual. So welcome to my studio. I'm here in Clinton, Maryland, standing here with my family and my ancestors with me. My name has Henry. My family, Henry, is from Berlin, Maryland. And my sister, Henry, my family's from Florida. And I've married Mr. Alexander, Jesse Alexander, and they're people from Louisville, Kentucky. So I want to call their names. And also I stand here in Clinton on Piscataway land, and I honor that I am standing on the land of the Piscataway people in this moment. So.
Okay, you gotta speak up a little louder.
Can you see me or? Okay.
There you go.
So can you hear me now?
It's much better.
Okay, so I spent this week on and off creating an altar for Black Love Day. An altar for me, and I wonder if people can work with me here and try to engage their creativity and imagination, which is what I did when I was creating this altar. Each piece that's on the altar has a symbolic memory for me as far as the experience of Black love and the many ways in which that love is manifest in my life. And I want to show you a few examples of that. First, I want to start by showing the photographs of people who have been so important and loving in my life. We have here a picture of my sister and myself. We are two siblings, Debbie Henry Haywood in New Jersey. We taught each other how to love so much, sharing the same room as children, and my parents, Wilmore Henry and Corinne Sistrunk Henry. And I love the doctor who said, we are seeds of the seeds of the seeds of the seeds. That very much shows in my altar as created. And this photograph is me and my husband, Jesse Alexander. And I'm wishing that people create altars for themselves. I encourage people to create altars and create a sacred space in their living space or in their workspace as a visual affirmation of your connection with Black love in this way. And I have one more photo. This I inherited this photograph when my mother and father passed away. And no one knows who this ancestor is. She's clearly in our family, and I have her there as a symbol for the unknown ancestor. Also, in my life, I study medicinal herbs, and I'm an avid gardener and forager. I love the earth and nature. And so what else I want to share with you are the plants that are here on the altar and their meaning for me. I have the rosemary, which is all grown here in Gratitude Garden here in Clinton, Maryland. And I've created a smudge stick out of the rosemary, and I burn that when I'm working to bring up and call up memories, to connect with my ancestors and the work that I've done in my life, the people that I love in my life. So this is love memory. I also have, I want to say, I have the water here. I poured libation with you, Ayo, when you started out. I lit my candles and poured libation with you. And today, this water is from Slave River in Ghana. I also have here the rue plant, RUE, and it's a beautiful plant, a perennial here, and it's the flowers and the seeds. This is the seed season. And so this rue is a cleansing plant. When it's alive, I use it in my garden to shoo away any negative energy in my house, on our property, with each other rue, beautiful plant. And then of course here is the periwinkle, which I found out and learned that here in Maryland that unmarked enslaved African graves were able to be found by way of periwinkle plants. And so that's here for the ancestors who walked this land before us. And then the aloe, we know the aloe is such a healing plant, both internally and externally. And then the seeds that I will be planting this coming season for squash. This is rosemary, butterfly bush, and then this soil that I brought from Ghana. So that's kind of my altar, and I wish to share with you altars and altar making. I made my first altars after having gone to Cuba in 1985 and saw the beautiful altars that they made there, and then to Nigeria and Day of the Dead. And so, you know, altars can be part of your life practice to create a sacred place with visual affirmations of your connection to the love of our people in the entire diaspora. So that's what I want to share with you. And then I wanted to share with you also, it's like a 1-minute clip from a video project that I'm doing honoring water. So if you guys could go ahead and play that, and then I'll just want to say a few words after that. Thanks for coming.
All right. Thank you, Carol. Carol, I think Henry, there's the video. John can help you identify that. While we're looking for Carol's video, Sister Penny, are you here with us? Sister Penny Williams?
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
I can. Okay, I just want to line you up. Again, if you're interested in going to the book fair, I understand that they can't get everybody in the book fair. They can only get 30 people. So if you're interested in going, look down at the bottom of your screen and click on the breakout room and you can move forward. Okay. Oh, we got people asking about information on sage burning. So presenters, keep looking at your chat when you come off because people are asking questions that only you can probably answer. Okay, this is Carol's art show. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that altar. Now, I do know that altar work is very spiritual work. You should always come to the altar in the
You asked for help?
Yes, I'm trying to enter the book fair. Is it already booked? Because she said only 30 people could go in.
Crystal, are you there, Crystal?
I'm here.
Okay, she was asking about the book fair. Is the book other room full?
Hold on just a second. So looking at the button at the bottom of this breakout room, if you select it, you see the names of people who are able to join, and it's only about 30 people, and it doesn't include the butlers who need to be here.
Oh, so you're not in the room right now?
I'm in the room with you right now, and it's
Right.
one person here with us, but the butlers are not on this list to be able to join the breakout room.
They're not on. Everybody should have been. Oh.
But they're not. I'm looking at a list right now of people who can come in here, who have access to come in here. The butlers do not have access to come in here.
Well, let me see them. Let me see if I see their name and get them.
Okay, so it's going to be Charles Butler and Lorene Butler and whoever else has their hand up.
Let me see something. Not join. Leave. Assigned to by Charles Butler. Assigned to.
Dark bad. Because even like the Jose dark is not as dark as like this one and all the shit we've been sipping.
Boy, I'm on the microphone.
I'm trying to get Charles on. I don't. I do not see how assigned to.
He's trying to assign you now, Brother Butler.
I mean, because the only thing. Can I unassign people?
Yeah, because right now I'm looking at a list of people who can join. It's only 30 people. It was a longer list initially. When you first opened the room, it was like everybody could join. Now it's down to 30 people. I don't know why.
I don't know either. I'm trying to figure it out.
No, because it's 3 of us in the room right now, Brother Charles.
And I don't see how to get out, how to get any more people and what.
So I'm wondering, Brother John, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm wondering, Brother John, if it's the way that you initially opened the breakout room for, gave people the option. I wonder if you're able to do that again for everybody.
Well, what if I close? I'm going to close all the rooms and try again.
Okay, maybe that'll work.
I'm going to try to close off because right now I'm very limited in buttons that I see.
I understand. Okay.
And I never understood this anyway.
Okay, it says it's about to close. Okay, and then we'll go back to the main room and then we'll try and come back again when you redo it. Okay, thank you so much. Hopefully that helps. And the Butlers, Charles and Lorene Butler, have to be here because they're the hosts. So
yeah, I thought they were in the room already. I mean, it's
yeah, no, they don't have access.
All right.
Makni Witamog. Okamas, Nupashat, Numakni Witamog. Utachi Kiriasun, Nupawas, Numakni Witamog, Tabat Nuayan. Numakni Witamog, E Utno Shikaki. Wapanayo, Sawanayo, Patanayo, Nanumayo. Great Spirit, I offer this tobacco. Alki, Mother Earth, I offer this tobacco. Grandmother Moon, I offer this tobacco. Grandfather Sun, I offer this tobacco. I offer this tobacco to the 4 directions, to the east, to the south, to the west, to the north. For that I say, Kutabatash, Great Spirit. Thank you. There are some words that I put together for Black Love Day, and it encompasses all Indigenous people of color around the world, and of course, this continent. The people dreamed of days gone by when they danced in the rain on the great turtle's back. They knew their provider was Mother Earth, Pachamama, Aki, Terra Firma, Aye, Fente, Ase, Ya. Their thoughts of planting and harvesting so clear that tears would fall from their cheeks into the earth. The elders would call for the young ones to come and sit under the tree of life. They would share their wisdom and remind everyone to cherish the gifts of the Divine Mother. They encouraged all to appreciate the fruits of their labor with love, joy, and laughter, for everyone realized that it took a whole village, from the 2-legged the four-legged, the winged, and more, to work the land, though tired yet grateful, as they graciously gave their all. So thousands of years of ritual and ceremony and saving seeds for generations to come. So here we are today, as we step out of our dreams of distant past and awaken to the now. We make offerings and call out to the ancestors for help because we know that they will help us. We make offerings and we call out, and then we move through the seasons of uncertainty, and we hold on as the world continues to spin while greed causes man to ravage the land and inflict pain on those who inhabit those sacred places. And then we look for ways to refresh and renew as Mother Earth fights to live. Indigenous knowledge keepers around the world have warned us of the changes, and many have listened and many have not. Land back are the cries being heard all around, and so remember the trail of tears, the broken treaties, and the promise of 40 acres and a mule. So as we drop our colonized minds, it's fortunate that Indigenous farmers all over know how to touch the precious soil of Mother Earth. And so now is the time to lift the voices of all Indigenous people, return to the land so we can mend our wounds that we all carry. And through strength and resolve, we keep what's in store, and we will focus on the things that work. So allow love in our hearts to lead the way as we plant the seeds in the rich, dark soil with sacred water, and then we watch them grow. When the time comes for the harvest, we will pray to the Great Spirit and give thanks through ritual and ceremony. And then we will breathe deeply and celebrate and dance and sing and feed the people with gratitude and love. So stand with all conviction and never give up, because when we witness the magic as the healing begins, we will make our dreams a reality. Ayo Tash, stand strong, everyone. And Mini Wachoni, water is life. Aho. Ashe. Thank you for letting me share these words with you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
That's Sister Penny Williams. Beautiful, beautiful. And Sister Penny has a slideshow too of artwork. I don't know, Penny, what's going on. I'll in a bio break, I'll go check and see what's going on with the art show videos. So just we'll make sure that they are seen, and we will definitely make reference to you. That's beautiful.
The circle with the presenters and my dear sister Carol Henry Alexander. We do a lot of work together, so I really appreciate this opportunity to share.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. It was fabulous. It was a beautiful, beautiful piece. Give thanks. Give thanks. Sister Lona, if you are available, we're going to shift the program to attempt to stay a little closer on the schedule. So we're going to hold Mama Tendai's video, and we're going to come back because I think it's a disconnect with going on with the video. So hold tight. If you are available.
I'm available. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay.
Are you seeing me also? Because I'm not seeing me. I need to transfer to the.
Either. So
I need to share my screen. Is that what I need to do for you to see me?
Okay.
I'm asking. I don't know. Here we go.
Here we go.
I don't have a video, but I'm going to push share and maybe. Can you guys can't see me? Or can you see me?
We see you, Lona.
Okay.
Yes, we can see you.
Oh, look at my hair. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh.
Wow, completely different. Anyway, wonderful, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for enabling me to be a part of this. I acknowledge and I wanted to affirm that ancestors are here, and I just wanted to say that we've come a long way to be together, you and me. Just wanted to acknowledge our ancestors and how far they have come to be present in this moment. I want to share with you a meditation, and this meditation is an active meditation. It requires an action. Different types of meditation. And briefly, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of my text. I recognized at a very young age that we are spirits having a physical experience. And through studying at the Rosicrucian Center with Raoul Nefer, our man, after we studied for 3 years, we decided that what was needed was that we had no culture, and that we would create our own society. It exists today as Osiris Society. It came out of our study group, and I recognition that we need to cultivate our spirits, that's why we're having a physical experience, to cultivate the spirit within us so that we can fully manifest the presence of God, the Creator. So this particular meditation, I'd like for you to be mindful to breathe from the belly, taking a breath in, shoulders don't move, taking the breath in the way you do, okay? Now, to the diaphragm. When you breathe from the diaphragm, it changes the chemistry of your body and it changes the function of your brain. So your brain turns off all the things that cause stress and turns on all the healing genes. It turns on all the healing genes. So I want to bring you into a state of taking your body into a healing state in this moment as we go into this meditation that requires the action. The action required, surrender. So close your eyes. My hands are up like this on my lap. Whatever is comfortable for you, you want to be in a receiving position. Back straight if you possibly can. We're going to breathe in through the nose silently. Deep into the belly and release. One more, in. We recognize and we affirm that there is one presence and one power in the universe. We acknowledge that this one, without a second, manifests as all the worlds that ever were or ever shall be, all that is, was, or ever shall be. We accept this truth right here, right now, in this moment. This one, without a second, manifests as, expresses as unconditional love. This unconditional love flows in through each and every one of us. We accept this truth, unconditional love, on every level of being. And this one, without a second, manifests in, through, and as each one of us here present. And as we surrender to the truth of the oneness of life, we have a new experience of being, a new experience of life, one characterized as more joy, more peace, more opportunities for creative expressions. And anything within us that would try to reject, deflect, or prevent the fullest expression of the oneness of life on every level of being is hereby uprooted and dissolved. So, as we surrender to the truth of the oneness of life. No longer am I a victim of the past. No longer am I a victim of old hurts and old experiences and old beliefs and old ruminations. No longer in this moment. I am born anew and afresh. Behold, this is my divine rebirthing. And so I have a new way of walking. I have a new way of talking. They say, I looked at my hands and they looked new. I looked at my feet and they did too. Everything about me in this moment on every level of being is hereby changed and transformed as I surrender to the truth of the oneness of life. And I accept this truth on every level of being. They say, be ye transformed through the renewal of your mind in this moment, right here, right now. I am born anew and afresh. Be ye transformed through the renewal of the mind. And anything within, anything, anywhere that would try to prevent this truth from being fully expressed on every level of being is hereby totally obliterated in the presence of the truth that it cannot resist. I surrender. I surrender. I surrender to the truth of the oneness of life. And behold, behold, I am born anew. And so it is. Ashe, Aho, Amin, Hallelujah. Atake Asin. Thank you.
Deeply moving, deeply prayerful. Asheo.
Ayo.
Asante Sana. Beautiful.
Sakito.
And I am renewed, and having heard that, I had to move around, but at the same time, I still was feeling it, just like with Sister Penny and Sister Carol. I was just still feeling it. Thank you so much for this expression of the ability to meditate. And to meditate really means to go within, to go on high. It's a Sanskrit word, but it is, Sanskrit comes from the creative, comes from the connection with Africans who migrated to. Alhamdulillah, thank you. Sister Lona, make certain your name and connections into the chat room so that people may want to reach out to you. Sister Lona is the host of Spirit in Jazz on WPFW 89.3, another long-standing friend, maybe 40 years friend, 50, almost maybe, yeah, about 40 years, I would say, yeah, because I can always tell our friendship because of my son, and my son is like almost 50, and so I remember, you remember him when he was little. Yes. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much. Moving. We continue to move forward. Sister Ama, Okomfo Ama Nyamekye, we're doing pretty good. Back on track. No, we're not, but that's all right. We're not that tight. I need to make a statement to the moderators and anyone else who still wanted to go to the breakout room. The breakout room people are having difficulty. I saw that they were having difficulty getting in the room themselves. How many people? 8 participants have raised their hand. I just clicked on the breakout room and a sign came up and said, go to the breakout room. But if you have the Chromebook or have some other technical issue, I really...
Sister Ayo.
Yes.
Sister Ayo, this is Brother Charles.
Yes. Help.
Because of the time and because of the difficulty, we're having the book fair next Saturday and the following Saturday, which is the 20th and the 27th. And we will forward to you the contact information for the folks to get on, and just tell them that, you know, we're just gonna have to pass this time up because we're running out of time. And I think the problem is that they didn't set me up or Laureen up as a host in the beginning.
Okay.
So because they didn't do it in the beginning, they can't do it while the program is on. And so we're going to ask our presenters if they can make one of those Saturdays. And if the people, the members here, wish to join us on that day, we're going to give you the contact information, and then you can send it out again. Hopefully they can come on the 20th and the 27th of February.
Okay, Brother Charles. Now, I see. We would actually have to shut this Zoom off with all the 100 or so people on it in order to open.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So to keep the program going, just go ahead, apologize to everybody who wants to get into the book fair today, and tell them that we've rescheduled.
Okay. Now I can do this, Charles. Your authors, do you think, would they like to come on and say something here in this main room, at least acknowledge themselves so we can acknowledge them, so we'll know?
I think so. I think that would at least help some.
Yeah,
that would be fine.
Okay, let's do that. And so we have one other person, Amar, who I know her time was kind of challenged, and we have space for that. Okay, so please at least have your authors, if they're available, ask them to be prepared to at least introduce themselves. Maybe they can show their book, and at least we'll know what's going to happen next week. Okay. And
yes. I have to tell Crystal to send folks back to the main room.
Okay. All right. But thank you so very much. And
thank you.
And when do you think we can be on? They can be on, so I can.
They can come on in the next few minutes. Sister Ama, hopefully she is here. And
I'm here.
Okay, Sister Ma is here. So we'll keep that spiritual flow going in the tenet for love for the Creator. And if they'll just stand by for about 5 minutes or so, probably about 5 to 6 minutes at the latest, and we'll have them come on. And after that, then we will have a break. So it will at least allow them presence, since they have come.
Yes, okay, I appreciate that, because they did set aside this time so that they would be available. And thank you.
Okay.
You'll have to send the people back, because none of our hosts can send them back to the main room.
Okay, so who needs to send them back?
John or whoever's there working your technical side will have to bring folks back out.
The rooms are closing down.
Right.
Okay then.
Okay, so they're coming back.
All right.
Okay, great.
All right.
I'm hoping all of our presenters heard the message, because I think they're still in the main room.
Okay.
With you.
Oh, all right then. All right. So we want to thank the UNIA for at least making this effort. We do we apologize. This was brand new for us to attempt to do a breakout room, so I understand that the brothers and sisters we did not get that correct. We were advised too. We were taught how to do this. Maria gave us good instruction, but it just did not happen. So we do apologize. Let's see. We have Mona. Oh, good. Someone's going to Tanzania. That's wonderful. Oh, okay. I would love to go. I would love to go. Lona indicates she's a life force. We're so grateful. So John and Henry, are y'all working that out to bring them back?
I'm hang up.
Love you, Lona.
Okay.
It's D.
Yes.
Proceed, Ayo. The rooms have been closed. Go
All
ahead
right.
on.
Everyone is back. So in your coma, everyone who was gone, we welcome you back. And again, we apologize to you who wanted to go to the book fair, but that technical issue did not work for us. But you will see the experience of this UNIA Children's Book Fair, and also adult books will be available, and I will be available as part of that book fair. I think what is on that date is at the 27th.
27th.
20th and the 27th.
So we'll continue.
2 days.
And it's 2 days, 27th and 28th?
20th and
27th.
Say it again?
Both Saturdays.
Okay, both Saturdays. Okay. So
20th, 27th.
All right. 28. All right. So welcome back in your coma. We're going to move forward with Sister Ahmad. Sister Ahmad,
yes.
We give you greeting in your coma.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. Greetings, everyone. I hope you all can hear me.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mama Ayo, for inviting me here to share some brief things on For the Love of the Creator. And so as I was writing, I got Spirit directing me to share something else in reference to the significance of the Creator. So the first thing I want to do is to give you a symbol.
I need my green book.
To visualize this symbol, you can see it. This is the GMA symbol, to accept God and accept God.
You want to tell Sweet?
Yes, the GMA symbol right here. And with that, I want us to take if anybody have any water right now, just take a drink of water. We're going to do a little prayer, but just have the water to open, as water is a universal healing principle that we come from, the primordial waters, the sacred waters. So whatever you have, just take a sip, a drink. Okay, so I'm going to say a prayer, and then the next one I'll have you repeat after me. This first prayer is one of the prayers that was translated from ancient Kemet as the prayer of Auset, the Divine Mother. You are nature, the universal mother, mistress of all the elements, the primordial child of time. You can close your eyes at this moment. Sovereign of all things spiritual, queen of the dead, queen also of the living, the immortals, the single manifestation of all the gods and goddesses thereof. Your node governs the shiny heights of heaven and the wholesome breeze. Take a breath in and out. The laminate silence of the world below. Though I am worshipped by many aspects, known by countless names, Oshun, Olokun, Yemoja, Nana Asi, Asur Abna, Mami Wata, the great mother I am, that aspect of divine love and healing. Take a breath in and feel the connection of the spirit of one. So wholesome breeze. That which we say in all manners, in all different rights of life, from birth to adolescence, to adulthood, to marriage, to the infinite of ancestor and beyond. That point of birth and physical death are one. Tap in to feel the power and love of the Creator. That which is whole and round and infinite, round as the earth, as we acknowledge the great mother, Asasiya, the father of Girz, the divine balance. Let us know the love of the Creator. Now repeat after me in your mind's eye or out loud, just to feel the love of the Creator in your womb, in the womb, as we were born, as we were forming, nurtured, surrounded by the primordial water. May we all be protected by 70 purifications. I purify myself at the galaxy, and that which is wrong within me and on earth are washed away. Take a breath in. I come that I may purify myself to the Most High. I am that I am. The universe, where there is no beginning and where there is no end. Take a breath in and out. And slowly begin to open our eyes as we feel the presence of the beginning, to acknowledge the love of the Creator. The love of the Creator that we have within us. And so Spirit is directing me to focus for the love of the Creators to that, to remember that which we came from. That which we came from. We are in the physical form, but those primordial waters. And so what is that in our real world, in our everyday life, is the connection to our family, to our parents, to the mother, that which housed us for 9 months, that which sacrificed us. As we just begun a new moon, a new cycle, as we talk about love, we are in the beginning. As we can go back and to reset ourselves to where we want to be. So with that, in talking about the love of the Creator, is that we have a sense of love of ourselves, that we have a sense of love of our relationships, and that even though we're, as adults, we have different, as we say, pains or points of awakening, that whenever we see a difficult relationship, we have to go back to ourselves and look at that pattern and go back to the love. And where there's pain, there's love that has to be unbound. And what that means for us, what are some practical things that we can do when that happens? There are a lot of tools that have been shared today. And talk about the universal waters. We can do that simply by taking a bath. The sea salt, the Epsom salt with lavender helps to create the womb space. If we can go to the ocean, that's why the ocean, the seawater is so healing, because it mimics the womb. When you go there with intent and prayer and humility, you can be at peace and feel that love of the Creator in our own sacred space and time. So was simply just to give that message, and so that when we love ourselves, we love others. When we see ourselves exerting emotion towards a situation or a person that brings imbalance in us, we got to go back to the source and say, where is the love? This is causing me to say, I need to love myself deeper so I can love you more. Release the layers. Always go back to self and say, God, what did this situation or person, why did I have this situation or person in my life to teach me what lesson? And go within. It's never the person, they did this or they did that. Let's go back here. And what am I manifesting? Come back into our own sacred space, our sacred time. And with that, I say Madasi, which means thank you. And to give you another song to say for yourself, we went to ancient Kemet. We went to the Yoruba in the Americas. And I would like to leave you a small song just to say, to ask for help. So the last thing is to ask for help when you need it. So the love of the Creator, know that you can ask for help. We're not too big, we're not too small. Who heals the healers? We heal the healers. We are our own healers. We're the healers for our family. But we always have to seek refuge and ask for help. So with that song I want to give you, it says, Bwamye, which means to help me. Asuo, which means the great water spirit, help me. Bwamye, Asuo Bwamye, Asajubi Bwamye, Ayarisao. Bwamye, Asuo Bwamye, Asajubi Bwamye, Ayarisao. Madasi, thank you. Thank you all for the love of God, for the love of humanity, that we all will heal. We are like a lotus that we come up out of the mud, out of whatever chaos that they're trying to throw at us. We are peace, we're in perfect peace. And for us not to be distracted. So with that, I say Madasi. Thank you, Mama Ayo, for this time. And thank you, everyone. Madasi.
Asheo, Madase, Madase Pa. Thank you, Okomfo, Ama, Nyamekye. That was another powerful sharing and offering. I know creators very thankful and pleased that this group has come together this day in honor of this tenet, love for the Creator. As you mentioned, just simple things that we can do that can open that space. And I'm a firm advocate of that spiritual bath. I've written about it in the Black Love book, and even gave ideas on what herbs to put. Just, put running water on your hands and just, flicking off that negative energy.
Yes.
Give thanks. Very good.
Thank you. I'll put information in the chat, and this also to share. I do womb yoga on Saturday morning, 7:30 a.m. to 8:45. Call it Soul Sisterhood Saturdays. So I'm going to put that in here if that's okay.
Please do that.
Okay.
My inkling just fell. Yes, please do that, Sister Ma. And Sister Ma is part of the organization. We are all in the African Holistic Health Association, ADS Collective. And I think she is one of the founding members of the collective. And yes, and so
This is Baba Kokai Patterson. That's from, yes.
Dr. Kokai is going to be with us in another hour or two. He's going to be talking about the love for family. So,
yes. And thank you to all of you, all the teachers, Dr. Kokai, Dr. Africa, just everybody, Queen Afua, yourself, everyone.
Yes, all of them. Good thanks. Mama, there you go. That's a beautiful picture. So you got a question in the chat, Mama Ma?
Oh, I do? What is the question?
Can you address that? She wanted to know about your womb classes. I see some.
Okay. Here it is right here.
Oh,
I just copied the whole announcement from my thing. I do it on Saturdays, so it's there.
Okay. All right. Make sure you put all the information there, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And beautiful backdrop, too. Everyone says such beautiful backdrops.
It is. It really is.
The visuals are wonderful. Let's see. I was just going to call your name Queen Laureen Butler.
Greetings.
Yeah, so you're going to introduce the names of your audience?
Yes, I will. Okay, greetings, everyone. I want to send out hello and Black love to everyone. We want to thank Ayo and her vision of Black Love Day. And I know she's been doing this for years and years, and now everyone across the country and even in the diaspora are embracing this whole issue of Black love. And we're moving out the 14th with the hearts and everything, and truly showing loving and caring spirits for each other, because that's the most important thing, that we love first ourselves and we love each other. That's so important. Okay, I am Laureen Smith Butler, aka Queen Laureen. I am the co-chairperson of the Education Committee of the UNIA ACL Woodson, Banneker, Jackson Bay Division 330. And for those of you who have been following us for years, this is, I can't believe it, this is the 4th annual Know Thyself Book Fair. We were wondering if we could be able to have it, and we were able to do it. And we came up with the idea to have it every weekend, every Saturday, so we could break it up so people would not be sitting down so long. So this, as usual, we always have the children's books and book authors to speak first. And in line with that, as Charles said earlier, okay, I mentioned that I was the co-chair of the Education Committee. Charles Butler, my husband, is also the other co-chairperson of the Education Committee. Also, I'd like to say that Crystal Jackson, our executive secretary, is on board with us as well, helping with all the logistics. Okay, it was just so fitting and right in line with everything that we see that our first author, who has been with us for this is our 4th time being with us on the with the book fair, her name is Sharita Berry Pettis. And she is an award-winning author and educator. of books on, let's listen to this, Ayo, self-love and positive affirmations. Okay, so I think it's just so fitting that on this day, she is able to talk about her books. So without any further ado, I'm turning the mic over virtually to you, Sharita. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So how we're listening, you got like 2 minutes, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Peace, family. As mentioned, my name is Mrs. Berry Pettis. I am an author and educator. I just want to showcase my books, and I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Well, hopefully I will be able to read my books and share with you. But I am the author of 7 children's books, which you see on the screen. Rock On With Your Afro Puffs, Smile Bright Chocolate Prince, I'm brown and I'm pretty, and I'm brown and I'm smart, because as an educator and as a mother, I know that a confident scholar performs better in life and in school. So if we can get them to love themselves at an early age, from birth, their own, you can build a solid foundation with everything else. And once you have the self-love concept down and that they understand who they are as a young spirit and as a young person, then you could build on the educational skills. I also have books for that. I have paid numbers to build a solid, to build a solid foundation of 1 through 10, and also seeing numbers in different ways. I also just came out with a mom journal. It's called Working Mommy Joys and Blues. The reason why I came out with this mom journal, because as you know, writing things down is very important, and reflecting on your journey as a mother to help make you a better mother. So if you're a new mom, I really recommend that you go and check out Working Mommy Joys and Blues journal. It has some questions to guide you along the process. But you can follow me on social media at Mrs. Berry Pettis on Instagram, Facebook. All of my books are there. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out. And as I said before, I look forward to seeing you next week. Okay.
Ashe, thank you.
Wow, thank you, Sister Berry Pettis. Also, please don't forget to put your information in the chat.
I sure will.
Okay, thank you. I think we lost one of our presenters, but she will be with us next week. Also, if you all will look in the chat, you will see the information for our book fair for next week on the 20th of February, as well as for the 27th of February. I'm calling Olakeikin, Kamamu, and Taki. Are you with us?
Sorry, I was helping a customer.
Okay,
Yes, I'm
okay,
here.
okay. Well, I just wanted to introduce you. Thank you for staying with us. This sister is one of the proprietors, along with her, definitely along with her dad. If any of you all know Brother Nati of Everyone's
I just work
Place.
here. My parents own it.
Okay, okay. I say you own it too. And they're out in Baltimore. So without any further ado, because they are giving us a limited amount of time, please speak.
Okay, my name is Olakeikin Kamanataki. We are Everyone's Place here, located at 1356 West North Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland. We have been here, this is our 35th year actually. We have a wide variety of things. Like we sell children's books. Obviously, this is part of our children's section. It's more over there. We sell all kinds of books that, help promote the people within the diaspora. So we have health books, we have history books, we both for Africans in America, but also Africans in the Caribbean, Latin America, Africa, Europe. We have spiritual books, we sell cards, we sell skin products, we sell hair products, we sell clothes, like just anything really that helps promote our people. Yeah, we hope to continue to do that throughout.
Ashe, all right, you did that well. We're so grateful that you have been able to hang in here, sister. People have been sending you a lot of love and prayers. I got an email that spoke to you all being there in Baltimore. And that
Somebody said, "Where's the cat?" He said, "We're out being a cat somewhere." I'm sure.
well, people have been, everyone is concerned about everyone's stores, and we know that you all have been in there for a long time, and we're affirming that you'll still be with us forever and ever and ever. So, Inya Akoma, thank you so much for sharing, and we will see you next week. Maria,
Okay,
can we order books online?
Our website's not currently working, but we do take orders over the phone, and you can always call or email us, and we can send you. It does not have our children's books in it, but we have a catalog that we update that we normally print, like especially for people in institutions. We send it to them so they can order, but we can email it to you for free. Okay. So if you email us or leave your email in like our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any of those things, we can. I'll put all the information in the chat, and then that way you can contact us, and if we don't have it, we'll try and find it. But a lot of times people are asking for things that aren't available, and if we can't, we just can't. But we will provide options if you're looking for it, stuff like that.
Okay, good, thanks.
If I could just say something right quick, I think that people would find it a serious opportunity if they go to the bookstore and see the thousands of books that these folks have. It is a tour unlike any. This little picture that you see there is not the bookstore.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, yes. I have actually been there years ago, Charles. Yes. You all used to carry my book too. I need to get some more books to you. Please, all the authors, put your name and how people can connect with you in the chat. So this
right.
For people.
I just want to say one other thing about everyone's place. Any of you who were with us last year at our Kwanzaa celebration in 2019, I had on this fabulous dress. A fabulous outfit, and I bought it from everyone's place. And my sister was so kind as to hold it for me, because when I saw it, I looked at it, I didn't have time to try it on, so I said, just put it on hold. And it was like 2 months later, and I was like, praying that she hadn't put it back on the shelves, because I know someone else would have picked it up, but it was still there, and I just got so many compliments from it. So I am very grateful for the store. And like Charles said, the bookstore is amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. So it's an amazing place, and it's still in the neighborhood in Baltimore. So we are grateful that they are thriving and still in business, because we know so many Black businesses have had problems. So we're thankful for that. And everybody else, I don't know if Atlantis Browder is still with us. I don't think
so. Good to see you out there.
Okay, but these people will have an opportunity to give a full presentation either on the 20th or the 27th. The information for the Know Thyself Book Fair series this month, the 4th annual, will be in the chat room, so please check it. And thank you, Ayo, for at least giving us an opportunity to make a connection, and everyone had an opportunity to hear.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we give thanks. That was spirit driven. I said, let me just make an effort. What I've done is I readjusted the schedule. So those of you who are presenters, we've done a little shift. Beverly, I hope you will be okay. You'll be coming up next after our little bio break. We have the discussion coming up for the tenet of love for self, which is the second Black love tenet. And you can't love anybody else unless you love yourself. And so critical, all the tenets are critical. The love for self tenet, I think, is important, as everyone is right now. There are people who are really upset here in this day of the 14th if they don't get a little token of expression to say I love you, but really truly if you love yourself, they said it earlier, that's where it all emanates from, the love of self. So we're lining up the love of self presenters. We have Sister Beverly Nicholson, We'll have Sister Ife Asata Fatu. We have Brother Jeffrey Nobles. We have Rachel Pope. Rachel has a video, so John is familiar with the video. I'm affirming that Ava Laura is here, and Wayne Chandler. Okay, yes, Wayne Chandler, right? And Sister Ket New, all right? So again, you all have 5 minutes coming up, each of the Love for Self presenters. So you all be standby, because as I call your name, we'll be, moving along pretty swiftly. I want everyone to just reach up, and stretch. Really stretch, open the mouth wide. And allow yourself to yawn. I want you to stretch to the right. I want you to stretch to the left. These are called breath breaks. I want you to reach up first and stretch forward. Good, good. And I want you to take your hands and cup them like that. And I want you to reach backwards. Okay, we are lifting up our lungs. We are breathing deeply and fully and moving this body. Okay, so let's all we'll take a 3-minute bio break, so we can, because sounds like we got some children who came for the book fair. So, we need to give everybody a chance to move forward.
Mama Ayo. Mama Ayo.
Yeah.
I need to correct. I see you have a sign up that says annual book fair, Adasi. Adasi is having a healing program on the 20th at 6:30 in the evening.
Yes.
And it's our healing from trauma. It's a recognition of the 400 years of our captivity having come here. Hey, Baba. And so it's not the book fair. The book fair is the ACL, is the UNIA. But Adasi also is having a program on that day, but it's at 6:30 in the evening. And it's a healing program. Mama Ayo is being featured, and we're using a number of different ways in which we can heal ourselves from our trauma.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And that works perfectly because our book fair is between 1 and 5 p.m. So we're not overlapping or interfering.
We're not in conflict. We're in consort.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Ashe.
So people will have an opportunity to have a dinner break.
Yeah, we have a dinner break. And I will certainly help put the word out. And Mama Tendai, hold tight. We are going to get to your video.
That's why I did a video, Mama, so you could fit it in anytime.
Yeah, we're going to fit it in. Yes, we're going to definitely fit it in. Okay, so everybody stand firm, and we're going to all, just go and relax ourselves, and we're going to come right back. Y'all got 2 minutes. It is 1 o'clock. We are about an hour behind, okay? But I'm able to hopefully catch up if everybody will work with me, and we'll eliminate 1 or 2 other videos and some other things, and it'll all work out, okay? So presenters, I hope you can be flexible. I'll see y'all in a few minutes.
What do you want to see during the break?
Y'all play some music. Why don't you just do a little music? Let people move.
Yami or Beyonce?